How did Itel come up with a 5G phone for slightly below $150? Although 5G phones have been getting cheap for a while, none of them is this cheap. While this is a bold move from Itel, is the Itel P55 5G worth buying? Sometimes using this phone is too good to be true. To keep the price of the phone as low, Itel had to cut some corners in terms of features. They sacrificed some features which might be important to you to keep it below 150,000 naira. Let's talk about everything, and by the end of this video, you're going to have an idea if you should go ahead and buy the Itel P55 5G or go for a 4G device around its price. Inside the box, you're of course going to get the phone first. You're going to also get a plastic TPU case that I don't like. I prefer the silicone rubber type cases. You're going to get a USB-C to A charging cable, an 18-watt fast charger, and you also get an earpiece. Itel is still one of those brands out there that is generous enough to give you everything in the box. The phone comes in two colors. We have the Galaxy Blue and Mint Green. I have the Mint Green colorway here with me, and it has a textured plastic finish. Fingerprint stains will hardly settle on the back of the phone except for the glossy camera part, which is a bit shiny, and for sure dust and fingerprint stains can easily settle on this part. For a while now, I've been bored with the iPhone style design that most budget phone comes with, but surely the Itel P55 feels different. There are two camera rings at the back of the phone that house a primary 50 megapixel camera and a second AI lens. We are going to share some images from the phone before the end of this video. The back of the phone is flat and it is comfortable to hold in the hand. There is a fingerprint scanner on the right side of the frame and it works just as expected. We also have the volume keys located slightly above the fingerprint scanner. There is a single down-firing speaker at the bottom and it's nothing exceptional. Next to it, we have a USB-C port, a microphone for calls, and Itel even added a headphone port, which is rare on a 5G phone. The phone supports dual 5G SIM cards and there's also a slot for a memory card. The design of the phone is okay and it has a sturdy build quality. There is no creaking or any moving parts on the Itel P55 5G. Let's talk about the display. And that's an area where I can start to see the corners that were cut in order to keep the Itel P55 5G affordable. It comes with a 6.6-inch IPS LCD display with a 90Hz refresh rate and 720p resolution. Yes, you heard that right. The screen has a 720p resolution, and I don't think there is any 5G phone out there that has a 720p resolution. It is one of the reasons why the phone is pocket friendly, and the phone also has a water drop notch, while other devices in the Itel P55 series come with a punch hole cutout. Looking at the display closely, you are also going to notice the bezels around it, especially the chin at the bottom of the display. The refresh rate certainly makes scrolling smoother, and there is an option in the settings if you want it to stay at 60Hz or maybe take it to 90Hz. You can also set it to auto refresh and it's going to switch between 60 or 90Hz depending on what you are doing on the display. While the display specs on all the Itel P55 series phones might look the same, the Itel P55 5G is certainly ahead because it has some features that is missing on others. Although this is not an AMOLED display, you can tweak the color temperature of the screen in the settings. There are some users out there that are going to find this useful, especially those that don't like full-on brightness. The display brightness also peaks at 500 nits and you might struggle to see it when it's really sunny. However, it is an okay display and you can stream certain YouTube videos at 1080p resolution. The colors are okay and sharp, but there are certain instances where the animations appear washed, especially if you are loading an app on the phone. Given the hype about the Itel P55 5G, I expected more from the display, but one thing I realized was if the display is spec'd out, then the price is certainly going to be high. The phone is running on Android 13 and Itel OS 13.0 is the user interface. There are a ton of customizations that you can do on the phone, which is typical of any Android phone. There's also dynamic bar that animates when you are charging or maybe when there is a call in the phone, but I somehow find it weird because it has a water drop notch. The dynamic bar is certainly more appealing on punch hole cutout displays. Itel also has an AI-powered assistant that uses ChatGPT, so you can use the phone to get better answers when you ask certain types of questions. In the settings, we have special functions and you are going to find some features that you enjoy exploring. Make sure you check it out if you buy this phone. Typical of any Itel phone, when you buy it, it certainly comes with some pre-installed apps. Some of them can be removed while others can't. You also get a bunch of Google apps that are really useful. The operating system of the Itel P55 5G isn't far apart from what we've seen on Tecno and Infinix devices. The phone has 6 GB RAM and 128 GB storage space. You can increase the RAM through memory fusion and add it up to 12 GB RAM, but that doesn't really translate in performance boost. The phone is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 6080, which is a 5G ready chipset, and it can handle any task. You can even play games like Genshin Impact and there won't be any issues while playing it. Call of Duty Mobile and EA Sport FC are just like breeze on the phone. For the price you are paying, the phone is really fast, and I don't think there is any other phone out there that comes close in terms of performance. You can even do split screen with apps that support it on the phone. I feel the major point of buying this phone should be performance, because there is no other phone out there in this price that will outperform the Itel P55 5G. We have a 50 megapixel primary camera at the back of the phone, and there is also a second AI lens for depth sensing. Up front, we have an 8 megapixel selfie camera, and the pictures you get from the phone are quite impressive. In the camera app, there are certain things that you can explore, like film, where you get the chance to record certain type of videos. You can also record videos with the front and back camera of the phone at the same time. You get super night mode, slow motion and time lapse, among many other features in the camera app. Now back to the actual pictures of the phone. They are mostly okay depending on the light condition. It tries to replicate colors without too much processing or over sharpness. I mostly use the 50 megapixel option in the camera app because the images it brings out are more detailed and sharper. The super night mode also improves the quality of pictures in dark areas, but the processing takes a bit of time. There is an option for 10x zoom, but I doubt if anyone is going to find it useful. You can record 2K videos at 30 frames per second with the front and back camera, and there's also an option in the camera app to play with the f-stop in case you want to increase brightness while recording. The phone is giving you a full camera experience that is missing on most of the phones within its price. In terms of camera, I'm not going to completely say it's bad. It exceeded my expectation in some instances. The phone comes with a 5000 mAh battery that can last an entire day on a single charge. You also get an 18 watts charger inside the box, and you can use it to power the phone from 0 to 100 in around 2 hours. Unfortunately, I'm not living in an area that has 5G connectivity for me to test out the battery capability with 5G turned on. Overall, the battery is impressive, and I don't think you are going to have a problem in terms of battery using the Itel P55 5G. Now to the final verdict. Is the Itel P55 5G worth buying? Well, it depends. If you want a fast phone on a budget, then you can go ahead and buy the Itel P55 5G and forget about other flaws, other problems. But if you care about the display and some aspects of the design, then there are other devices out there within that price category that might be better off, but they don't have 5G connectivity. I just wish Itel used a punch hole cutout instead of the water drop notch they went with on this phone. The camera is quite okay, but software is what we are used to on Itel and Infinix phones. That's everything for this video, and I'm going to catch you in my next video.